Hello folks, and welcome to another Richard Heritage Longbows video. This is a review this week that we're doing here with Richard on the lovely yew table. Bits of yew that weren't good enough for a bow get turned into a table in this house, which is why we have lots of tables in this house made out of yew. But yeah, as I say, this is a review of a spine tester, the original spine tester in fact, from Heritage Archery, run and owned by Lee Ankers. Full disclosure, this hasn't been sent to us free in any way. We've actually purchased the item because we're going to make them available on our website. We're not being paid for the review isn't being looked at first in any way. We're doing this off our own back. It was actually Richard who put this together. How was it to put together?
Well, we've assembled it several times. The first time I forgot to remove the plastic sheeting that covers it, just pulls it off. It's a protective sheet. So, forgot to take that off, so having assembled it, we had to disassemble it and do it again.
Oops.
But it took me about 15 minutes to put it together. It would take a lot less than that once you've done it once or twice, as we have. So it's fairly straightforward, just some wing nuts. The pointer, you need an Allen key to fit in it and a spanner to fit the other side. I suppose a couple of pair of pliers would do the same job. The pointer, you might notice the logo is upside down, so I think the pointer should go the other way, but when we put it on the other way, there was quite a gap between the pointer and the scale. Probably it's neater this way. It doesn't make a lot of difference. There's possibly a little bit of a bend perhaps in the actual scale, the backboard with the scale on, or the pointer, but it doesn't matter which way around. I think that it works this way because it's nice and tight against the scale, so you've not got a lot of play in it, easier to read it.
Because the way the scale works, it's actually got a line here, isn't it, etched into the plastic, so you can actually see where it's sitting on the chart in the background here. So there's a nice line, a visual line, as well as a hole in the actual pointer as well.
Yeah, you can look through that and see the zero line, so you can get it really accurate. It does make a difference. You don't zero it quite right, it makes a difference to the poundage that's read off when you put the shaft on and spine it.
So let's show that now, but show what you mean by zeroing it and how this particular spine tester actually works.
You put the shaft on with the grain running vertically. There's a lever here which allows you can see the pointer moving up and down, so you get that so that the two lines coincide, the line on the scale and the line on the pointer, and that's then zero. So you then put the weight, and this is a 2 pound weight that comes with the spine tester. That goes just to the right hand side of the rod that the arrow rests on. Let that go, and then you can read off the weight.
Okay, so that's 34.
About 34 pounds.
So you say this is a 2 pound weight. Is that specific? Why does this need to be a 2 pound weight?
The way that arrow shafts are spined, these are 26-inch centres, and they spine it with a 2 pound weight. It's just the traditional way it's been done. With this particular spine tester, we've actually got a few different scales on there, so it's quite comprehensive. We've got pounds, we've got the deflection in thousandths of an inch, which is the American AMO scale. We've also got a scale for aluminium arrows, 1716. That refers to the diameter of the shaft and the thickness of the wall, which we're not much interested in because we're only looking at wooden shafts. And then if you've got very light shafts, which this particular scale we were using just then with the 2 pound weight only goes to 25 pounds. If you've got much lighter shafts, they're going to go off the scale. So there is another scale, but you would then use a 1 pound weight, so it's not bending the shaft quite so much. If you've got very heavy shafts over 100 pounds, then you can use a £4 weight, which is this scale here. So it's quite a comprehensive piece of equipment.
And I was going to say, it is actually written on here for the very light shafts that you require, the £1 weight, and the warbow shafts, as is written on here, it does say you would require the £4 weight. And Heritage Archery is, they sell those separately, but this the standard comes with the £2 weight. And how does this compare to other spine testers that we've got and that we've used? We've used quite a few. We've made our own. Other people have probably made their own. We use an electronic one, which we've also done a review on. How do you feel it compares?
Well, spining shaft is pretty basic. You support the shaft each end, hang a weight in the middle, and read off the scale. So it's
not a lot that can go wrong.
It's very basic, but it's a nice looking piece of equipment. If you don't want it set up all the time, undo a couple of wing nuts at the end. You can take it apart and lay it flat, so it doesn't take up much room. Looks nice, seems to work well. Very comprehensive scales on it. Compared with the Bearpaw digital one, it is much bigger. The digital one does give you the spine of the shaft and the weight of the shaft, but it's much more expensive.
I was going to say the price difference.
Yeah, it's much more expensive. So this looks, on the face of it, pretty good piece of kit.
Yeah, I was going to say it's an affordable, well put together, well thought out spine tester, and as Richard mentioned, the broad spectrum of details it actually gives you here on the chart is probably more than I've seen on other mechanical type spine testers of this sort. And the sort of materials that it's made from, it's I don't know, what's that, 5mm sort of, or a bit more sort of plastic, acrylic. So it's durable, and it's the sort of thing I can see individuals buying to use, as well as perhaps archery clubs who want one in their clubhouse for people to use. I can't fault it really. It's got everything that you could want on it really, and is easy to use. Don't think anything else to say.
Nothing more to say. Buy one.
Yes, buy one now. If there's anything else you want us to review or take a look at, or anything that you're confused about, then please do ask. If you want to know more about how to spine shafts, like I mentioned at the beginning, there is that video we made on spining shafts and the importance of doing so, which we haven't really explained here. That will be in the description underneath. So there we are, folks. Hope you found that useful, and we'll see you again soon.